Hello. Good afternoon, you guys, and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please do hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm, okay? So make sure you guys please like, share, subscribe, comment, and all of those wonderful things. You guys, when I saw this on the news today, it really just broke my heart. Three children have been found in the East Memphis area behind a church. I'm assuming that it was behind. Um, what was the name of that church? They're going to talk. They're going to talk about it in the news conference that I'm getting ready to show. But you guys, this is crazy. The only good part about this is that somebody did feel bad and decided to call anonymously and tell. Now, I think the kids were the bodies had been decomposed, because they did find a skeleton of one of the kids. So I'm thinking that it was had the bodies had been decomposed, but this is just really crazy, you guys. But people are doing evil things to children, and it's been going on. And that's why I always say we cannot live in a lawless society, right? When people get mad because they want Junebug and Rufus and Tutu and all of them to be able to do whatever they want to do in the communities, and they want to take the power away of the good police officers so that they can do that. I always say you have to watch that. We cannot afford to live in a lawless society, right? But I want to go on and get on into it, okay? um Here it is right here. It happened in the Hickory Hill area.
We began with a deeply disturbing discovery in Hickory Hill. Bones belonging to three young children uncovered in a wooded area, and police say they have been there for years. Good evening, and thanks for joining us for the news at 6. I'm Stephanie Skurlock.
And I'm Greg Hurst. This evening, the question remains, who were these children? What happened to them? And where were the people who were supposed to be taking care of them, along with why didn't anyone notice they were gone? We're bringing you Team 3 coverage of this investigation, from the latest details in the search for answers to the response from a rattled Hickory Hill community. We're beginning with our Mike Sirianni, who has been at the forefront of this story all day long. And Mike, this goes back long before today, it sounds like.
Hey, good afternoon, Greg and Stephanie. Yeah, weeks ago when this investigation started, I spoke with people who live in the area where this terrible discovery was made, and they were concerned then about their safety and the safety of their own children. Now, this afternoon, Memphis Police Chief C.J. Davis quickly assured the public there is no indication of an active threat at this time. But so many questions regarding the discovery of remains of three children between the ages of 3 and 7. A forensics team with the Shelby County Medical Examiner's Office has made several trips to the wooded area where a human skull was found March 8th. A storm sewer drainage pipe was examined after cadaver canine indicated the possibility of human remains. And investigators found an additional skull and bones consistent with human remains. Wednesday, Chief C.J. Davis issued a plea for the public to help in identifying these children.
Somebody knows where these children have come from. Someone knows of missing children that we.
Now I want to get into the conference that they did. They actually did do a conference, y'all. This is crazy, and it is. What happened to the adults? If these kids have not been reported, no kids have been reported missing in the Memphis area, that would mean that the parents had something to do with it, or were they brought from another county or another state and buried in that area? You see houses and stuff around that area. So you're trying to tell me that people were able to go and dig up graves for three bodies and nobody saw anything? But let's take a look at the conference, okay? you guys, and it's really crazy,
Hey, your
that
wish
people
is
are
my
getting bolder
command.
Who are you?
Your kitchen godfather. I'm here
about
to
what
help
they
fight
do
the
to
mold,
children. This is
viruses,
them
and
back there.
bacteria building up
This
in your
is pictures of them
disposal with
back
my
there digging up the
antimicrobial
kids.
LED light. Bada bing, bada
Okay, you
boom.
see the
InSinkErator
houses
LED Defense
up
kills
here,
99% of
you
odor-causing
know,
bacteria inside your disposal
and they
for a
said,
clean,
you
fresh
see
kitchen.
homes in
How
the
can I
area,
thank you?
so somebody
Forget
was able
about
to
it.
go and
InSinkErator
and
LED
and dig
Defense.
graves for three people,
What you are seeing
three
today
babies, and
alongside Ridge
nobody saw
Meadow
anything.
Parkway is a planned and coordinated search operation associated with an ongoing investigation that began in early March, where human remains were found in a heavily vegetated area near Ridgeway and Ridge Meadow Parkway. It's very close in proximity to where we are right now. At this time, there is no indication of any active threat to our public. Let me make that clear before I go on. This search operation involves approximately 170 personnel led by the Memphis Police Department's Homicide Unit and is being conducted in collaboration with the Medical Examiner's Office with assistance from our federal, state, and local partners. Those agencies include the FBI, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, the Memphis Fire Department, the Shelby County Sheriff's Office, Search and Rescue, and the Shelby County Homeland Security Emergency Management. At this time, I want to talk to you through the facts as we know them right now. This investigation began on March 8, 2026, when officers responded to a suspicious person call in the 3400 block of Ridge Meadow Parkway. An anonymous caller reported a possible human skull near a wooded area. Responding officers located what appeared to be a human skull at the edge of the woods. Due to the limited lighting conditions at that time, a more extensive search was scheduled for the following day. On March 9th, officers and personnel from the medical examiner's office returned to continue the search. On March 10th, investigators, along with the medical examiner's office and Shelby County Search and Rescue, conducted a more thorough canvass of the area. During that search, cadaver canine units alerted to a nearby drainage pipe, indicating the possible presence of additional human remains. On March 16th, investigators worked with the City of Memphis Drain Maintenance Division to inspect that drainage system. A camera system was used to examine the interior of the pipes based on those prior canine alerts. On April 1st, investigators assessed the drainage system from a nearby location and located what appeared to be an additional skull. On April 2nd, search teams conducted another coordinated canvass of the area, which resulted in the recovery of 14 additional bones consistent with human remains. At this time, based on the remains recovered and the initial analysis by the medical examiner's office, we could confirm that the remains are believed to be those of three individuals estimated to be between the ages of 3 and 7. Identification is ongoing, and we are working to determine these individuals' identities as well as the circumstances surrounding their deaths. What you're seeing today is a continuation of those efforts. Our goal today is to conduct a thorough and methodical search of the area for additional evidence that will assist in identifying the deceased. Our staff, along with the other resources and partners, have been here since 6 a.m. this morning. This coordinated search is focused on a defined area along Ridge Meadow Parkway between Ridgeway Road and Winchester Road, where investigators are conducting a systematic grid search. The size of this response reflects the scope of the search area and our commitment to being thorough and not the presence of any immediate danger. This remains an active and ongoing investigation. Methodical approach to ensure this investigation is handled thoroughly and respectfully. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact Crime Stoppers at 901 528 2274. Not in my prepared remarks is a comment that I would like to make, in that somebody knows where these children have come from. Someone knows of missing children that we have discovered in this area. This is heartbreaking, it's disturbing, and at this time we have numerous resources to help us to identify these young people and bring closure to this investigation.
You all, this is heartbreaking and it is very sad. The children have been there for years, so people, there are persons that know, as there would, I don't, was it the parents that wanted for them to, um was it the parents that called? It was definitely someone that knew about this situation that called, and reported this. It is really sad, um, that things of this nature is happening. But I think about where the kids were buried at. It would be hard for me to believe that someone would come in from out of state and go behind and choose that area, not knowing anything about Memphis, and bury those kids there. And that's just really hard for me to believe, because seeing those houses there, okay, that's a neighborhood. You go back there, you don't know anything about that area. Whoever it was definitely knew about that area, right? And so I hope that something is done about this. I hope they find out who the kids are, and I hope that the parents, if they are still alive, who's to say that something did not happen to the parents also, but if they are still alive, the parents definitely, and the mother or the father didn't call in about anything suspicious, they both need to be arrested if they are around. I mean, what about the relatives of these children? Like, I mean, it's just weird. You would think that there would be numerous calls, okay? I mean, what about the grandmother, the grandfather, cousins? We haven't seen such and such three children, and you always know when kids are missing out of a family. So this whole thing is crazy. It is extremely sad. It is very heartbreaking that things of this nature is happening, and like I said, people are wanting a lawless society. I'm gonna tell you something. One thing that has been happening is that there have been a lot of that. I hear about calls coming in, and people are talking about, bodies being buried. I don't know. Even I think one of these days, real soon, um, there's going to be we're gonna there's going to be a call in about, um, Howard Barnett. I don't know why. I just believe that. I just believe that there's going to be a breaking news type situation. I promise you, when there was breaking news on this situation, and I had heard that there was an anonymous call, because at first they had said it was about a body, one body. I don't know why Howard Barnett had lived in that area. I don't know why. I thought that and it's been happening quite frequently. It's a darn shame. The only good thing about these situations, there's no good thing about it. It seems like, to me, I don't know if it's some type of happy gas in the atmosphere, but people have been helping to locate the missing. Okay. People have definitely been helping to locate the missing. I got to say, it's got to be the spirit of God reigning. Okay. Those children have been back there for years. And all of a sudden, somebody has a change of heart and want those children located. It's the same thing I think that's happening in other cases. Because remember, I told you all that There had been some types of situations, not situations, but there had been phone calls, about Howard, okay, and where his body, from my understanding, giving tips on where his body could be, as what I'm told, okay. So I promise you, when I saw breaking news, I thought, oh my God, they found it. I really thought it was gonna be him, okay, because I know there are some things going on with that. But anyways, you guys, this is sad. This is really sad, and to do this to babies, you know, and because we they're saying there are no children that have or anything like that in a state, that they don't live in, or county, or whatever. I don't know. I kind of believe that it is in Shelby County. For some reason, I do believe it. And normally, when people do things like this, they don't. The people, they be right around in the area. They know the area. Of course, they knew that area. Okay. So, this is really sad. And I want justice for those babies. They said those three babies range from the ages of 3 to 7. Oh my God. Can you imagine, the fright and the terror of these children? And nobody knows yet how, what happened to them, and how they actually, of the manner of the death. Nobody knows the manner. We don't know the manner of their death yet, right? So, it's just it's sad. But anyways, rest in peace to those babies. I'm glad that they were found. Now I really pray for justice so that their soul can get peace. Anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App.